This episode is brought to you by Autotrader.ca. Shopping for a car can sometimes leave you feeling a bit on edge. Because how do you really know if you're getting a great price or not? Easy. You use the Autotrader app. Autotrader compares and rates millions of cars using live market pricing. They let you know when the price of a car is great, good, fair, or above average. So you can feel confident you're getting a great car at a great price. Get the Autotrader app today.
6:30 CHED Afternoons with Jaylen Nye. Weekdays at 2 on 6:30 CHED.
Welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out. Welcome back to that same old place that you laughed about.
Oh, yeah, remember that show? Welcome back to all the kids, all the teachers and the parents who are thinking and hoping that this year will be different than last year when it comes to school, that the kids will be able to stay in school. Lots of them so excited to head back to class, but some parents might be, as I said, a little apprehensive. We know that there has been some, last year was challenging with cases and contacts and kids being sent home, and then it was, online learning. So today we're checking in on kind of how some parents are feeling with that back to school day today. Our next guest is Catherine Bengal, and her two girls, Eloise and Sophie, are excited to get back to class. But there's been some challenges for Catherine to keep in mind as the girls went back to school today. Catherine, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
All right. So first, what was last year like for your family with the kids and online learning, all of that?
I laugh because, I joke when people ask me. I work from home, have for many years. Probably like a lot of your listeners have been working from home. And, I was not born with whatever that gene is that teachers have. So we struggled with online learning for sure. Especially my youngest. Last year they were in kindergarten and grade 4. So kindergarten, I don't know how you do circle time online, but somehow we managed to do that. And it was a challenge for sure. And I joke that my wine consumption went up significantly between May and June last year, trying to work and be a teacher at the same time.
Yeah, and you have a busy, home-based business, so you were juggling it all. Your husband works out of the home, so yeah, it was a lot. I remember seeing some of your posts, Catherine, and thinking, "Oh my goodness, good on you." But, so as you moved into this summer, and as we saw those numbers come down, and the thing was like, okay, here we go. We're going to have a normal school year. Now we're seeing those numbers go back up again. How are you feeling as the girls went back to class today?
I think like most parents, I have some nerves for sure. But last year, our teachers, when they were in school, our teachers in our school did a really incredible job of trying to keep our kids safe. And I know they have our kids' best interests at heart. They've cohorted our classes. They've got them masked in common spaces. And I think like a lot of parents, while I'm nervous, I am hoping that everything will go okay this year. And I think that's how we've all been, just hoping and praying things fly all right this year. So I'm apprehensive, but hopeful.
Apprehensive but hopeful. And there's another twist in all of this as well. Your youngest daughter, Eloise, is considered immunocompromised. So there's a lot for you to keep in mind on that front. Back
to school, is always stressful for me, COVID or not. We are a Stollery family. We're a Glen Rose family. We're a Ronald McDonald House family. My daughter has cerebral palsy. And so, yes, even her catching a cold or a flu, I am up most nights when she's sick. She generally tends to spike a fever. We're always watching for seizures. Thankfully, that hasn't happened in her little life yet, but it's always a possibility. So I worry about her health and safety and well-being always. And of course, going back to school, I have different worries than other parents, not good nor bad, or just different. I worry about, whether she's going to get the support she needs in the classroom. I worry about EA supports for her in the classroom. I worry about, are the other kids in her class going to, accept her as a kid with a disability? Are other parents talking to kids about being kind and recognizing differences and accepting her as a new friend? And so I have those stresses on top of, now worrying about this.
You spent some time at the school yesterday making sure that things were in place for Eloise.
Yes, I did. It was, I walked into the office yesterday. We were there to make sure her chair fit her properly and that she had, all the things she needed. And of course, she's got a brand new teacher this year who is new to Eloise and a bit new to cerebral palsy itself and kids with disabilities. And so I usually go into the school the week before or a couple days before just to train her teaching staff and EA staff and all of those things. But, one of her teachers did tell me that things are still very much shifting in terms of their class schedules. They had kids who were being pulled out of school as of yesterday. Wow. And kids that were being put back into school as of yesterday. So depending where people fall on the love or hate mask situation, kids were being, removed or put back into classrooms. So, the admin staff was running around, like chickens with their heads cut off yesterday while I was in there. So I don't envy them at all, but I know they're doing their very best. And just like us parents, we're doing the very best we can with a really uncomfortable situation.
How was day one for the girls?
They had a good day. Their teachers checked in with me at the end of the day. Everything went well. Of course, they're doing staggered entry, so there was a few less kids today than there will be come Tuesday. But overall, no major hiccups. No one was, bleeding or crying when I picked them up. So I call that a win on most days. The bar is set low, and so as long as we stay out of the hospital, we're happy.
This episode is brought to you by AutoTrader.ca. Shopping for a car can sometimes leave you feeling a bit on edge. Because how do you really know if you're getting a great price or not? Easy. You use the AutoTrader app. AutoTrader compares and rates millions of cars using live market pricing. They let you know when the price of a car is great, good, fair, or above average. So you can feel confident you're getting a great car at a great price. Get the AutoTrader app today.
Oh, well, you know what? I think at the end of the day, and what I'm hearing from parents right across the region is that they're just so hopeful for somewhat of a normal year this year and, not having to go through what we've gone through over the past 17 months. And I'm not sure working from home for you might be able to handle that again.
It was very quiet for me today. I loved every minute of it. I'm not going to lie. But, I think our kids will be fine if we're fine. And so as adults, if we can try as best we can to stay somewhat emotionally regulated ourselves, I think our kids will be just fine. They're going to take their lead from us. So, this year I took them to school and was like, please be kind. Follow the rules, listen to your teacher, and just, be mindful of the other kids and love your neighbor.
Yeah, no, all really good things that all of us right now should be remembering, Catherine, without a doubt.
Right.
I'm going to put you on the spot here before I let you go because I asked my listeners what their favorite memory of school was just before I start talking to you. Do you have one of them, like, I don't know, playing sports? Because you danced a lot. Maybe it was something...
I did. I danced. I was a track star in school. Like, I loved track and field days. I loved, I was a valedictorian in grade 6, which is maybe a little bit of my own background there early on. Yeah, like I really enjoyed school, and I think the things I loved about school are the things our kids didn't get this past year. And so I'm hoping those things really return, that they can stand up in front of their classrooms and speak and sing and get on a bus and go on a field trip and, play track and field and sports and all of those things, because I think that's what makes school for most kids.
Absolutely, and you'll do pirouettes in the living room because there's lots of room on the days ahead, my friend. Catherine Bengal joining me this afternoon. Thanks for checking in. I appreciate it, Kat.
No worries. You guys keep your heads up out there, parents.
Yeah, all righty. Catherine Bengal, the mom of Eloise and Sophie. Eloise going into grade 1, Soph going into grade 5 this year. And interesting, just another different dynamic as having a child with cerebral palsy who would be considered immunocompromised. On top of everything else, those worries that a parent has going in, but sounds like things are going tickety-boo over there. So, keep your text coming in this afternoon. That favorite memory of school. Maybe it was grade 5. Maybe it was grade 12.
This episode is brought to you by Autotrader.ca. Shopping for a car can sometimes leave you feeling a bit on edge. Because how do you really know if you're getting a great price or not? Easy. You use the Autotrader app. Autotrader compares and rates millions of cars using live market pricing. They let you know when the price of a car is great, good, fair, or above average. So you can feel confident you're getting a great car at a great price. Get the Autotrader app today